Hmm. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. Quick transmission. December's coming. What do I mean by December's coming? And by the way, this has nothing to do with Sagittarius season either. When I say that Sat- December is coming, a lot of energy is about to hit this planet. Think of it like the final showdown, if you will, energetic wise, okay? In December, a lot of people usually die in December. And most of the time, no one can really change and help that, like, at all. Not to mention the fact that, well, as December gets here, I want everybody to really just pay attention to what's going on. Hey, what's up? We here for a transmission right now. Um, December is coming. And just the fact that December's coming, like I gotta go laugh about this. Blessings and blessings to you too. How you doing today? How's your day going? Smooth sailing? Everything cool and copacetic? Yeah? Yeah? Fantastic. I'm just taking some time. We're gonna let it fill up a little bit in here. We got a lot to talk about. Got a lot to talk about. So just prepare yourself. I want to let you in on some shit that happens every winter. And this is really, really imperative because, well, we're already in the harvest. It's going well, thank you. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Me and the fam are doing pretty good this time of year. No complaints. I can't complain. Just maintaining, really. And preparing my mind and body, my family's minds and bodies as well for winter. Cause, whether we like it or not, it's coming. And when winter gets here, a lot of energy is going to be releasing on the planet. You see, there's certain parts of the earth that we expect to be cold. They're not going to be cold this winter. And there's certain areas that are your usual cold here in North America that are going to be unfathomably cold. Okay? So, before this shit happens, pay attention to the weather. Because I want you to know this winter's going to fucking suck. And there's a way to get your head out of the sand and see it coming. When December gets here, just like every December, there's a mass amount of people who die. A lot of people die every December, every year. There's usually some type of massacre or some type of shooting or some outrageous event every December. Throughout all history, wars start in December. A lot of shit happens in December. CEOs usually step down in December. So I want you to keep a eye out and a lookout for certain businesses changing, certain platforms changing, or going out of business entirely in December. keep a lookout for things like, I'd say a collective of crows. Because when you see, crows are messengers, but they're also warnings. So if you start to see a whole bunch of crows flood in your area, that's a bad omen. Something's going to happen. Not necessarily directly to you, but within that area. Something's going to happen. Okay? When that happens, you want to make sure you're not there for that. So it's important to make arrangements at this time, at this particular time. Wagwan, wagwan. Come on in. Come on in. Because what we're really dealing with right now is not what people think it is. This is something entirely different than we're going to experience this winter. I don't know if y'all remember, but earlier this year, I had mentioned doing some research on the Norse mythology of Ragnarok. Wagwan, wagwan. And the reason why I said to do some research on Norse mythology and Ragnarok is because there's a particular section in Norse mythology. I like Norse mythology. I have a book here on Norse mythology by Neil Gaiman, and if you don't know who Neil Gaiman is, he's the writer of the book American Gods. It's a fantastic show. If you can't get your hands on it, go watch it. It's extremely symbolic, very informative. But Norse mythology, it has its perks, and one of the main things that I like to cover is Ragnarok. Ragnarok is the final battle of the gods, the final destiny of the gods of old, okay? Where the old paradigm that we know, as you guys can all see, has been shutting down. Why? Because we've been in a patriarchy. And as you can see with all the goddesses here, it's a matriarchy return. Unfortunately, for a lot of people who don't like that, that's what it is. And you have to get used to more of a spiritual dynamic. You have to get used to a more feeling and seeing the whole side. Yeah, Ragnarok. Ragnarok is Norse mythology. When you're dealing with Norse mythology, anytime you're dealing with Norse mythology, you're dealing with Scandinavia, you're dealing with Norway, and you're dealing with, honestly, sacred Germany. Now, Ragnarok is the final destiny of the gods, the final battle of the gods, right? But there's certain signs in the story of Ragnarok before it takes place, okay? And one of the signs is winter coming. And when this winter, it'll be a harsh winter. It'll be one of the harshest winters ever experienced. No good will come from this cold. And I want you guys to think about everything that's been happening lately. You see, anytime you're generating energy, you're going to produce heat. So when you have a massive collective of people raising a vibration, raising in frequency simultaneously at the same time, without any direct contact with each other, we are generating a large amount of energy producing heat. Okay? We are in a geomagnetic storm. The geomagnetic storm is whenever you have solar winds coming from solar flares. You have lunar light, or what I like to call moonlight, which is bringing out photon energy and photon light throughout the planet, controlling and navigating the waters. And then you have these little, I don't know if y'all have seen them, how I've seen them. Hey, blessings, sending love to everybody, sending love to all y'all. Greetings, how y'all doing? And with this photon light and this solar wind, it creates a bacteria. This bacteria is known as a phage lambda. are phage lambda bacteria. Wagwan Samuel, what's up, nigga? And when we're talking about a phage lambda bacteria, it's a light bacteria. This light bacteria was one of the fundamental building blocks, the glue or the horizontal dew of Geb, known to the ancient Kemetic civilization and the ancient Sumerian civilization. It was known as the cosmic ancestor or the timekeeper. This bacteria that comes from the sunlight and the moonlight during a particular time. Now our ancient ancestors called this time period the harvest season. Wagwan, we got the queen, we got the man, how y'all doing? And when we're in the harvest season, the strongest element during this time is the water element. The water element during this time period, the water energy during this time period, the numbers and the colors associated with water during this time period are very strong. Another element that is extremely strong, Nine Ether, Wagwan, welcome in, bliss, love you all, is the concept of the dirt and the soil. Because anytime you're dealing with a harvest, you're dealing with fruits, vegetables, trees, you're dealing with life, okay? When you think about the spirits of the dirt, or you're thinking about the spirits of the soil, you have to understand that this is a life force energy, just as water is a life force energy. It's also an incubator. It can store certain energies. Yes, the dirt and the soil, the wood, these are all earth elements, right? Come in tones of brown, and around the harvest season, they come in tones of a deeper yellow and an orange. So you can utilize these elements and you can utilize these colors to get certain energies on your side at this particular time. Because when we're dealing with the harvest season, you can plant any seeds you planted earlier this year. Wagwan, how y'all doing? You can harvest it this year. You can harvest and reap the benefits of the seeds you've planted earlier this year and previous years during this season, during this time, especially if you have certain elemental energies on your side. Wagwan Crystal, how you doing? And when you have these energies on your side, understand that we're not just in the year of the dragon, we're in the year of the wood dragon. And then next year, it'll be the wood snake. These are earth elements. Yes? So, when you get these elements on your side, you can do this. You can make it happen. Yes, you can make it happen. But it's going to be what I like to call an understanding of sorts. You have to become and embody it. You have to be peer-to-peer with this energy. You can't try to bow to it or worship it or make it something outside of you. You have to become it. Everything that is outside of you is reflecting an energy or a cellular membrane or a bacteria inside of you. Just because the word bacteria has a stigma on it doesn't mean all bacteria is bad. Some bacteria we actually need because they kill and destroy other things and other bacteria. However, over time, we haven't had the tolerance our ancient ancestors had. You know, we walk around with rubber shoes on and we don't go outside as much. We're in buildings we call homes that are insulated and all kinds of different things in this modern time. We're heavily modernized. Whereas back in the day, they were a little bit more in tune with what was going on. So this ancient ancestor known as this phage bacteria, this phage lambda, this phage lambda bacteria is a light frequency code, right? It's a light bacteria. This light bacteria is shooting towards Earth at a rapid rate, and it's scaring the fucking shit out of scientists. That's why they got y'all stuck on the solar winds and the auroras and all of that. All this stuff is scientific. Scientifically, the aurora shouldn't have even reached certain parts of the planet that it reached, but it did because the things that are happening, this is a spiritual activation. We are raising the frequency. Animals are raising their frequency. If you haven't noticed, certain insects and animals are not acting how they usually act. Certain things don't taste how they usually would taste. It's not that it's changing. You're changing. They're changing. The environment's changing. Sometimes you have to get rid of the old to welcome in the new, and it doesn't always feel good. We're moving into a time in December where it's not going to feel good. Put the seeds to be grown in your mouth to activate it with your DNA before you grow it. That's true. I have been having problems with my digestive tract, heavy pressure. Okay. A little something that'll help you out with that is dandelion root. Dandelion root. My taste buds are off with slight nausea. Do you wash your start washing your fruits and vegetables with baking soda and salt for about 10 minutes. Let them soak in that, switch it around, rinse them off, clean them off, and then eat it. It'll restore your taste buds. Your taste buds aren't necessarily off. Some shit just don't have flavor. You're seeing past the facade, you're seeing past the illusion. When you start to get rid of certain worms and certain parasites, your body doesn't crave the chemicals that they put the shit in that tricks your brain to think it tastes good. A lot of stuff doesn't really taste as good as we think it does. It's the chemicals they put in it that makes it taste the way it does, not the actual product. So when you detox yourself from those chemicals and your body doesn't crave it or want it anymore, what ends up happening is shit tastes different. It's tasting different because now you can actually taste it. You're tasting what it actually tastes like. Like even your body can see through the bullshit. Like, it's a lot deeper than most people think it is. But I'm getting off the topic. Let me roll some weed. Hold on. And yes, it's comfortable. I like doing it like this. Leave me alone. When it comes to December, understand December is a harvest time that amps up the most. Everybody always dies in December. There's always a massive shooting in December. There's always going to be some crazy shit happening in December. Wars break off in December. You don't believe me? Google it. Google every major event that happened in December in history. You will be fucking surprised how much shit hits the fan and goes down in December. And then look at all the school shootings, the mass shootings, the serial murders that happen in December. Why? Because December has some of the highest lunar activity of the year. Because this is the time of the year where the ancients would say the sun is dead and the sun dies. When that happens, it's not that the sun actually is dead or dying, but it's not emitting as much energy in the peak of the solar year how it would, because you're dealing with the astrology wheel. And when you're dealing with the astrology wheel, look at it like the encircled cross. Okay, you're going to have your north node, your south node. Then you're going to have west, and then you're going to have east. And along that zodiac wheel of the encircled cross, you're going to have each zodiac, and each zodiac is going to be separated by 4 seasons. We're in the 4th season. We're in winter. And the sun has to come back around from Sagittarius into Aries. And won't move back in from there until, I believe, March, whenever the spring equinox begins, when the new year starts again and the sun comes back to life. Right now, we're going to be dealing with the winter solstice, and a lot of pure, untapped, unscathed energy is going to be pouring into our planet from now in Scorpio season up until Sagittarius season. And then it'll cap off with Capricornus and Janus, the dual-faced god. What's going to end up taking place during that time is a lot of reforms in America. Companies are not going to be the same. Banks are not going to be the same. I want you to see a spike or a move. Pay attention to the spikes and moves in cryptocurrency with the next couple of months. Also, there's going to be a lot of CEOs who are going to be stepping down from their companies because they don't want no parts of the smoke. You see, a lot of people are not paying attention to what's going on. When I told you that we're in a hostile takeover, I wasn't kidding. And now you can kind of see the evidence. I won't go into specifics here for reasons y'all already know. They like to cut me off and stuff. So we're going to play it safe, alright? But as this is all taking place in the fall, in the harvest, we're moving into winter in the harvest, where the water element and the ice element is the strongest. These things are connected to you, in you, and outside of you. These things are connected like a mirror, like a semi-portal, and they all hold memory. Cellular memory, genetic memory. Things are going to start coming to you. You're going to start getting certain downloads. Your dreams are going to be off the charts. Certain connections. You're going to want to start reading or eating certain things you've never wanted to eat before. It's because during this time, everybody's sun sign is going to have a moon cycle or a moon phase. During this period, your pituitary gland and your pineal gland are going to be producing oils. These oils are known as the Christol oil, and it will be secreting down your vertebrae to your sacrum. It happens to everybody, but the cool thing about December is every zodiac sign will have a lunar cycle in the month of December, okay? When December comes, and all this energy happens, whether people are consciously aware of it and taking advantage or not, there's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of confusion, a lot of snow, a lot of solar winds with that snow, okay? There's going to be certain product shortages, I'll say that. And if it snows bad enough, there will be another massive power outage, okay? Due to certain electro grid patterns, you have to anytime you're dealing with geomagnetic energy and electromagnetic energy, they clash. We're in a geomagnetic storm, and us as individuals are producing high levels of electromagnetic energy from the brain and the heart. And during December, we're all going to be producing our Christos oil from our pituitary and our pineal glands. You have the ability to become that goddess you've been wanting to become. You have the ability to become that God you've been wanting to become. All you have to do is tap in, do some breath work, do some meditations, eat right, stay away from alcohol whenever the moon is in your sun cycle of your zodiac. I'm looking for my lighter. It's a 2.5 day process. During that 2.5 day process, you're going to feel what's going on. Yeah, of course they've been planning for that. We're moving into phase 2. And believe it or not, this is what I mean. You see, they're planning their own thing, not realizing that on a spiritual level and on a cellular level and on a quantum level, there's already a bacteria that has been released on the planet. So there actually is going to be a sickness, and it's going to be killing people who aren't vibrating on a certain level, whose bodies aren't clean. If you don't have a connection, then they like to call this the final ancestor, because you will be taken out. It'll take you the fuck out. This bacteria is what's changing your body. It's why you have a headache right now. It's why you have a loss of appetite right now. It's why your body feels heavy, or you feel kind of melancholy. Due to the certain planetary and star alignments, you have to remember, every star is a universe. And a planet is a whole another world. We are not alone. We have a lot of energies that are aligning waking up that were asleep for thousands fucking eons ago, all aligning with circumstance and intention for this particular time. Please study Ragnarok. This is the final destiny, the final countdown. The world is not going to end, but the world we know that we've grown accustomed to will never be the same again by 2025. What I mean is, there's going to be some type of event that's going to shock the world in December. There's always some shit that goes down in December. What a problem. How you doing? Wagwan. Wagwan. Sending love to everybody. Go ahead and share this. Come on in. We got some things to talk about. December is coming. I don't know if y'all have ever seen... Yeah. Alright, so you've already seen the show. There's a show. Read the story. I have a little something from my mythology book I actually was going to read. I gotta get to the page past a lot of yada yada. These are all stories, by the way. They're all just stories. Symbols of yourself told in story form. That's what mythology is. The symbols of self told in story form. So when I say something and it resonates with you, understand you're not dealing with Thor. You're not dealing with Freya or the apocalypse, demons and angels. You're dealing with energies that you tap into because they exist inside of you, just as they exist outside of you, as above, so below, as within, so without. Okay? How you doing? We got Ocean Lover in the building. We got Awakened Being in the building. Shout outs to y'all. Big ups, man. Love and light, love and light. Now, I'm going to read this for a second. Until now, I have told you of things that have happened in the past, things that have happened long time ago. Now I shall tell you of the days to come. I shall tell you how it will end, and then how it will begin once more. These are dark days. I will tell you of dark days and hidden things concerning the ends of the earth and the death of the gods. Listen, and you will learn. This is how we will know that the end times are upon us. It will be far from the age of the gods and a time of man. It will happen when the gods are all asleep. Every god but all-seeing Heimdall. Now, Heimdall is your pineal gland. Heimdall is the all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye is your mind eye. It's a gland in your brain that, when you interact with, allows you the ability of clairvoyance, clairaudience. It allows you the abilities of certain psychic gifts. It allows you to see without using your eyes on a completely different level in meditation. Heimdall. Wagwan, the Elysian Horizon. Welcome, come on in. Right now I'm reading y'all some shit from Ragnarok. This is one of my personal favorite books on mythology. It's written by a guy named Neil Gaiman. He will watch everything as it begins, although he will be powerless to prevent what he sees from happening. It will begin with the winter. This will not be a normal winter. The winter will begin and it will continue. Winter following winter. Cold following cold. There will be no spring, no warmth, no summer. People will be hungry and they will be angry. And they will be cold and they will be violent. Great battles will take place all across the world. Brothers will fight brothers. Fathers will kill sons. Mothers and daughters will set against each other. Sisters will fall in battle with sisters. and watch their children murder each other in turn. This will be the age of cruel winds, the age of people who become as wolves, who prey upon each other, who are no better than wild beasts. Twilight will come to the world, and the places where the humans live will fall and ruin, burning briefly, then crashing down and crumbling into ashes and devastation. Mythology is the symbols of self told in story form. Ragnarok roughly translates to the last destiny of the gods, or the last battle of gods, meaning eventually all the titans are going to awaken. All the gods are going to awaken. Not the gods who are awakening now or who have recently awakened, but the ones who are there, the sleeping giants, who don't show their face, who a lot of us never heard about or probably don't know. They're going to have a showdown on an energetic level inside of us and outside of us, above us and below us. And with this battle taking place on an elemental level, on a cellular level, and on a quantum level, and on a planetary level, understand that these energies in winter are going to go fucking crazy, okay? You're going to see a lot of people just die. A lot of people are going to die in December. I'm telling you, everybody dies in December. Motherfuckers be on some, everybody dies in the summer. No, everyone dies in December. You thought it's been crazy? Just wait. This month, it's just preparing you for December. A lot of things are going to be disclosed. They've been preparing for a massive disclosure event all year. You can tell they've been preparing for a massive disclosure event because they have a new fucking journalist or a new news anchor every time you watch the news every morning. There's always a new face. What happened to the regular people? They're constantly changing people out. And this is happening statewide, probably nationwide. So there's that. And then you have the rapid decline of the animal and plant population, meaning 3D, 4D energetic levels are either going to converge to a higher frequency or go extinct and get left behind, just like the old gods in Ragnarok. We already have the wars happening in Israel. We already have the wars happening in the Ukraine. We already have the great powers coming together. We already have the 4 horsemen riding and waiting, especially now that we got good old Don in office. This was set in stone eons ago. Pay attention to what's happening as I remove the covers and the blinds from your eyes. Trees will fall, and any remaining places where people once lived will be destroyed. The earthquakes will be so great that all bonds and shackles and feathers will be destroyed, all of them. Fenrir, the great wolf, will free himself. His shackless, and he's roaming. His mouth will gape open. His upper jaw will reach the heavens, and his lower jaw will touch Midgard, the earth. There is nothing he cannot see, nothing he will not destroy. Flames come from his eyes and from his nostrils. When Fenrir's wolf walks, flaming destruction follows. There will be flooding too, as the seas rise and surge onto the land. Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent, huge and dangerous, will wreath in its fury closer and closer to the land. The venom from its fangs will spill onto the water, poisoning all the sea life. It will spatter its black poison into the air in a fine spray, killing all of the seabirds that breathe it. There will be no more life in the oceans, where the Midgard serpent reefs. The rotten corpses of fish and whales and seals and sea monsters will wash up in waves. All who see the brothers of Fenrir the wolf and the Midgard serpent, the children of Loki, will know death. This is the beginning of the end. Okay? Now let's break this down symbolically. Finjar, the great wolf. The great wolf is your shadow. The great wolf is that oppressed, ignored side of you that has dark power. Dark power is a pure, untapped, unscatable energy that once you have that, unfortunately, you have to control it. You have to balance it out from your heart space. If you don't balance out your shadow from your heart space, it'll take over and you will go dark. Finjar went dark. They treated him like a beast, so he became a beast. And then in trying to help him, they locked him away. So now that he's free and he sees everything, he's going to tear some shit up. The fire, the flame coming from his eyes and his nostrils, the flaming destruction wherever he goes, is his rage made manifest, his anger made manifest from the oppression of the mistreatment. This is divine intervention. This is judgment and justice. Although they portray Finjar the wolf to be the villain, he's actually an avenger. He's avenging himself. He's redeeming himself in this process, as we are redeeming ourselves in this process. And keep in mind, there are fires in California, and we all know the most PDF files live in California. You want to know where the most demons are? Look towards Los Angeles. The Lost Angels. The Midgard serpent, very synonymous to the symbolism of Leviathan, isn't it? And this predates the Bible. So clearly the Christians got the idea of the Midgard serpent and made Leviathan. These are concepts. The raging waters are the photon energy. The Midgard serpent is your Kundalini energy devouring this matrix. As your Kundalini rises, so will the heat, so will the energy, and no one can escape it, and everyone will see it. That black poison in the air is actually carbon-12, which is concentrated neuromelanin, dark matter energy, which we all have and produce in our brains when our pineal gland and our pituitary gland are active and balanced in homeostasis due to our third ventricle. Our third ventricle is what drips that crystalline dew, that black substance that secretes and then travels down the 33 vertebrae to the sacrum, the sacred solar plexus of the body, the base of the serpent, the base of the Midgard serpent. The children of Loki, okay? Well, it's no death. Who's Loki? Loki is Baran Samedi. Loki is Papa Legba. Papa Legba, Loki, this is Saint Lazarus. This is Babaluaye. This is Alamandore. This is Esu. This is Jesus. This is Horus. This is Shiva. This is Vishnu. This is Mithras. This is your savior. Energy. The one with the dual nature. The hidden one. The nameless one who knows both sides and oversees both things. The great Redeemer. What did Horus do? Redeem his father. What are we here to do? Redeem ourselves. Learn ourselves. So we bypass the conscious to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the single eye known as the underworld where Osiris rests. That would make Horus the conscious mind. That would make, you know what I'm saying? Put it together. These are symbols of self told in story form. I'm glad you brought up the mist. Listen to this. The misty sky will split apart with the sound of children screaming. The sons of Mispel will ride down from the heavens, led by Sutar, the fire giant, holding high his sword, which burns so bright no mortal can look upon it. They will ride across the rainbow bridge by frost, and the rainbow bridge will crumble as they ride, its once bright colors becoming shades of charcoal and ash. There will never be another rainbow. Cliffs will crumble into the sea. Loki will have escaped from his bounds beneath the earth. With him will be the helmsman on the ship called Naglfar. Naglfar, built on the fingernails of the dead. Naglfar floats upon the seas. The crew looks out and sees only dead things floating and rotting on the surface of the ocean. Loki steers the ship, but its captain will be Hyrrim, leader of the Frost Giants. Think of Game of Thrones, winter's coming. The Frost Giants, the White Walkers. The White Watchers, I mean. The Frost Giants are your ectoplasm, your mitochondria, DNA, and your white blood cells waking up, working in tandem. Alright? We're going to stop there. I want you to think about Jack Frost. I want you to think about Elsa, the Snow Queen. Alright? What happened in Frozen? She got her powers. She didn't want her powers. She wanted to be human. She had to learn to live with them. She tried to run away from it. Almost got everybody killed. Had the whole world in a blizzard. What I'm trying to say is don't run from who you are. Don't run from your power. Don't be afraid to walk in your power. You're going to be able to do some things that would fucking scare you. You're going to be able to do some things and you're going to see some shit that might fuck you up. And it's okay. Because the truth is stranger than fiction. You have to know this. And you have to accept it, swallow that pill, that those thoughts you thought were just thoughts and those things you thought were make-believe aren't anymore. And that the world we can't see and the world we see have merged and are continuously merging simultaneously. As we move into December, the days that lead up to the winter solstice, there's going to be so much energy pouring into this planet. And so many people are going to try to stop that. House Ahoy, Wagwan. You can't stop what's written. You can't fight fate, unfortunately. You can try, but you can't fight fate. We've made it this far for a reason. We've come into this information for a reason. Just the fact that you understand and you've came into this information with a knowing and a hunger for knowledge, coming pure of heart, lets you know you were chosen for it. You were born for it. You were born for this. The hidden one, the nameless one, the God that no man, nor woman, nor child has seen, but exists and animates every living thing, has been with us from day one. It's always been you. That God in mythology, that goddess in mythology, those angels you hear in church, shit. Some of those demons you've been curious about. Keep it real. You're curious about those things. They call to you because it's a reflection of you. These are aspects of who we are. You have to learn to accept it. Until you accept yourself for who you are, truly and entirely, you are not healed. You cannot vibrate to your highest level. You have to first confront your bullshit. Let go of that extra baggage. Let go. You have to let go of that extra baggage. You see, why do you think Anubis weighs the heart? Why not the brain or the foot or a finger or a toenail? Why does Anubis weigh the heart? Because if you die with regret, if you die with doubt, if you die with self-pity, if you have any heavy emotions weighing on your heart, you know, I got to get this off my chest. It's just been weighing on my heart. You heard that saying before? I just got to get this off my chest because it's been weighing on my heart. That's why Anubis weighs the heart. So you have to let go of that extra baggage. until you let go of that extra baggage, until you detach from this construct matrix that we have all been sensitized and programmed to need. We gotta let it go. That's whenever you're able to walk into who you are, who you're becoming, who you're supposed to be. And if you continue researching the story of Ragnarok, that's when the new gods are born out of the death and the ashes of the old world to create a new world, to create a new form of living, to create the new, because the old is no longer. A particular goddess to come out of Ragnarok, who's the daughter of Freya, is a deity by the name of Love. Love. When I tell you love is more than just an emotion, when I tell you love can be physical, love can be a smell, love can be a touch, love can be a taste, love can be a dance, love can be expressed in so many ways. That's what's going to get us out of this, not hate. So for December, before you get to December, so when you're in December, open your heart. Be nice. Work on yourself. Don't go looking for love. Don't go looking for a fucking love spell. Don't go looking for, because if you're looking for it, you're chasing it, it's going to run away from you. You can seek it and you'll find. But by chasing something, you'll never get it. That's why people who want never have. And the people who don't want always have. They never go without. You see, when I met my wife in high school, I wasn't looking for love. I wasn't looking for nothing serious. I just liked her a lot. Turned out she liked me a lot. And we haven't broken up since. You have to let these things happen organically. You can't force it. So, what I'm saying by open up your heart and come with love in the situation, what I mean is, don't be judgmental. Don't be so quick to anger. Don't be so quick to be like, you know what, man, fuck that shit. Because that's exactly what they want. They're pushing a certain agenda right now and a certain frequency to make people susceptible and more reactful to anger. They want you to feel what Little Feather said, the polar opposite of love, evil. But we must turn that evil into an evolution and evolve from our lower being into our higher being. You must use your love to evolve. Don't just stay evil. Use your love to evolve. Don't just stay evil. Don't be so closed-minded. I learn something new every day. Shit, I learn how to be patient every day. I learn so much things every day. Because as a true student, as a true teacher, it's just that. As a teacher, I'm always going to be a student. I'm a student of life. You have an opportunity to learn something or align with something higher than yourself, greater than yourself every day. It's bigger than you. Especially if you have children. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm a father myself. You start to realize how big your role to play really is. But in fact, it's just a role to play. It's just a piece of a part of a story. It's just a piece of a part of a story. But in order to truly understand our story, we have to write her story and his story. You know what I'm saying? We already had his story, but now we have to write her story in his story. There has to become a balance. The two, the separation can no longer be. We have to become one again. Unity. United we stand, separated we fall. Kill one, defeated. She can't kill 1,000. Orchery. Think of it like orchestrating a plan with intention collectively. You see, I'm a bookworm ass motherfucker. I have a whole arsenal of books. I have a whole library in my house. And right now I'm looking for another book because I got something I want to read to y'all real quick that I think will help paint a picture. This is one of my favorite books. It's full of mental exercises. It's called Psychic Development for Beginners by William W. Hewitt. I recommend everybody get anything from William W. Hewitt. This is a great book. He passed away a long time ago, but his work is still out there somewhere. If you that nigga who can find him, holla at your boy. Okay? Now, right here, I want you to understand that you can create a shield. You can create a psychic shield or a psychic barrier around yourself. But in order to do this, you have to strengthen your mind. You see, when it comes to psychic shields, you have to have a certain connection with your mental capacity and your mental space, or right off the rip, it won't work for you. The only person in this world that you need to convince of anything is yourself. Start there. You have to be confident in everything you do. You have to at least believe in yourself. If you don't know in yourself that you can do it, how do you expect other people to? It starts with you. The other dominoes will fall in your environment when you make the first move. You have to remember, your world is yours. Not mine, not theirs. But your world is yours. And you control your reality. So in order for you to take back your power, you have to walk in it. You have to become it. No longer saying, I wish I could, or I'm going to do this tomorrow, I'm going to start doing this. No, just do it today. Start. The seed, all those seeds you plant will grow into something. This tongue can bear fruit or weeds. Linguistics is a very powerful thing. I use words the way I use them for a reason. Now, let me find this page because this is something that a lot of people, I think, knew and probably forgot. And it's something, honestly, that we all can do. It's something that needs to be done, but also needs to be acknowledged. And it's that we have more power than we think we do, especially when we work together and we use our minds together. We can accomplish a lot of powerful, great things when we use the strength of the mind and teamwork. I'm looking for a particular page. I believe it's on chapter 6. Yes, it's right here on chapter 6. Chapter 6, page 80. The more people you can get to use their psychic energy in concert, the more spectacular the results. The power of combining energies seems to increase by an order of magnitude. For instance, if one person represents X power, two people in combination effort or a combined effort to generate X power would make it X squared. 3 people combined with that effort would make it X to the 4th power, and so on and so forth. Each additional person in a combined effort seems to cause the power factor to double over the previous factor. It pays to work in concert with others. The possibilities of this are awesome and enormous. If the majority of a particular race or a particular group of people believe that they are somehow inferior, lesser, or insignificant to another species or group of people, they most assuredly will create and procreate and carry themselves as inferior by themselves and to others. The few who do not subscribe to the inferior belief that the collective has created will stand out, achieve much, and be leaders. If these few leaders ever use their psychic power to persuade the rest of the race that they are not inferior, stand up, stand back, and watch the powerful results. As the tide of psychic energy swells in a positive direction with the race, things begin to happen, not only with them, but within the world. We have more control than you think you do. If we get together and do a guided or a mass meditation, you will be able to not only influence things, but change things. Don't believe me? Ask my homeboy Logan, Mr. Synchronicity. We particularly did something for Hurricane Milton, and we changed that shit with the power of our minds and meditation. And we ain't even brag on it or tell nobody. We ain't hype that shit up or nothing. We just did that shit low-key in the dark. Just me and him. And we fucked some shit up. We fucked up some plans. Why? Because we've had a knowing within, and we set out a signal at the same time, using his mind and my mind with the same intention at the same time at two different locations, and we got shit done. That's how you fight. That's how you do magic. You don't just fucking... You don't always have to use these. You don't always have to fucking use these. You can use this. That's power. That's fucking power. All that other shit, trust me, talk all day. But until you can influence the weather, until you can see storms coming, don't talk to me about being a fucking god. No. Because I know motherfuckers who could do some shit with the environment. I could do some shit with the environment. Okay? You want to talk about power? You have to tap into yourself to gain access to that power. Put your hands together. In church they say, now bow our heads and hold hands and let us pray. Right? At the dinner table before y'all say grace, y'all all hold hands. Before, if you ever played on a sports team, like me, I was on the football team and on the wrestling team. And anytime before we hit the field, what do? You huddle up. Anytime you come up with a plan or y'all got an intention on how you want to move, what do? Huddle up. You get close together. One person can't do it all. It takes a collection of people. You see, I'm going to tell you something that's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. We are that God. We all have the ability to be the Messiah. We all have the ability to be that goddess. We all have an ability to be the Christ. We have to tap into it with the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. There's oils that are produced in your brain. One is yellow like honey and one is white like milk. This is the land of milk and honey. The land of milk and honey, Mount Zion, is in the brain. It is your pineal gland and your pituitary gland. And you rise from hell, from the River Jordan, up the Dead Sea to Mount Zion. It is the Kundalini serpent. It's the same symbolism of the chakras activating with the Indala and the Pingala and the Shushamna to activate the Kundalini. It's a sacred flame that sits at the base of the spine, known as the sacrum, where they actually get the root, which is the root for the word secret and secretion, sacrum. It's a body part that is connected to your your root chakra, and your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is the hidden sun. It's the same color as the sun. I got 6 seconds, but use this time when the moon is in your sun sign in the zodiac to activate those oils and become Christ. I got you. Peace. And I'll see y'all another. Oh, wait, I got 14. Hold on, I got a little bit more time. Shit. You're going to want to use those times. Use this particular time to prepare your body for December, for that winter solstice. Because in December, everyone's going to have an opportunity to become that.